Hi everyone, welcome to Nu-Trix, the Synth Guy, the channel where I test electronic music equipment, either hardware or software. Today I'm going to give you a couple of power tips on how to use the TB-03. Not exactly how to use it, but features that most people forget about or don't know that exist. Of course, if you want to use the TB-03 and you don't know how to use it, go on Roland YouTube channel. There's a ton of videos explaining how to use it, and they're really clear and efficient, so go there, watch it. What I'm going to focus on today are features that most people forget or don't even know that exist. And today I'm going to talk about 3 features. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are the use of the overdrive and the delay. Now, everybody knows that there's an overdrive over here and delay time and feedback, but did you know that you can actually select the type of overdrive that you have here and select the type of delay? To do that, let's say I'm starting a sequence. I'm going to just have one. Distortion, overdrive. Okay, so I go function. See, I keep the function key down. I see function on screen, and I jump to OD for overdrive. Now I'm going to give you an information about the other ones. You've got channel for the MIDI channel, which one this will respond to. Sync, do you want this to sync? By default it's an automatic, but you could say it's internal, so it's not syncing to anybody. You've got, that is automatic off, so how much time it will take before it actually turns off. That's basically to save battery. The demo mode is how many, I think, minutes before it starts to switch into all lights playing around, just like demo mode. The mode is the step recording mode. Do you want the original mode or the new TB-03 way? Yeah, the 03 way. Now, if you take the original one, it's actually, I suggest you try it out. It's really interesting. You need to enter the notes in 2 sequences. Basically, the first sequence is just for the notes, and the second one is for the length of the notes. Are they with silence? Are they tied with silence or something like that? So by doing them separately, it creates often weird, accidental, interesting, music. Then you've got overdrive, you've got delay type, and you've got delay sync. So let's go into overdrive, and you've got a choice of 1, 2, and 3. 1 is what they call a overdrive from the Boss family, Boss, which is a sub-company of Roland. You've got 2 that is what they call a traditional distortion, and 3 that is a mix of the 2. So let's try them. First one, second one, and the third one. So they sound different, which is interesting. Function again. Let's go into delay type. So delay type, you've got for delay type, you've got the tape delay, you've got digital delay, and you've got reverb. So tape delay, let's say we and the last one is if you go in function again and you go digital sync, not digital sync, but delay sync, you can select if the delay itself will sync to the tempo. So if it's off, the delay will just go the time you select here, it might be off from the time of the rhythm of the song if you want. And if you put it in sync, most people do it in sync because they're using the delay for rhythmic purposes. So if that's the case, then sync is an interesting way to approach. But if you don't want to use sync and you create time, you change the time without sync, you might have weird and interesting also evolution of the rhythm. So that's for the first one. The second feature, which is cool, appeared with the update of the TB-03 to the version 1.04. 1.04 adds two types of randomize for the sequence. So there's randomize 1, which randomizes the whole sequence, creates new tracks, new sequence of notes and pitch and all that. And there's randomize 2. Randomize only change octaves for certain notes in the sequence that you have. So for this to work, you have to go into right. So in the right mode, we have that. So we start with that. We go function, and it will be J sharp and A sharp. J sharp for randomize 1 with randomize and create new tracks. Let's not try this one. Let's just try A sharp for octave switch. Now let's listen again to the beat and then change it. Okay, let's go. That's just for changing the octave. J sharp for new sequence altogether. Very quickly you can get into creating new sequence that you never thought of doing just by using the randomize. The third feature for the baseline TB-03 is to actually use another device trigger out to trigger the baseline of the TB-03. So in this case I'm going to use the TR-09, where there's a trigger out that you can actually use to trigger the TB-03. You need to be in step mode, so shift pattern right step mode. Okay, so in step mode and instrument select, you press trigger. So then you've got all the 16 steps for sending a signal into the trigger cable. On the TB, you need to go into trigger in and plug that in. By doing so, the TB becomes slave to this. Press play and it doesn't run. Okay, it's in standby mode. It's slave to the other one. So if I take it out, put it back in, it waits. If the TR-09 would actually run, the TB-03 would also follow. Now, on the TR-09, you just have to press start. You're triggering. Each step is triggering the right step in the TB-03. Now, if I turn some off, it stays on the last note that was triggered, and if it's tied, it will play along. So that's why you hear here, when you go from 12 to 13, 13 to 16, I turned them off. No, we don't. No, you see it here. So you see, and you hear sometimes it stops, sometimes it actually stays on because it's a tied note. So you can easily create new. I can just put it on the first beat. It's just a fast way to create new sequence, and it's always the same sequence playing a TB. Hit 4, turn it off, 4, turn it off. So another way to get the most out of your TB is actually this. To use, it doesn't have to be the TR-09, but it has to be a sequencer that sends trigger out, and you can play with which steps it is. So it could be any type of beatbox that has a trigger out. It could be any type of sequencer that has a trigger out. It could be even some synthesizers that have a step sequencer that sends CV and gate today. So anything you can use for that, let's go. You're going to get the most out of your TB-03. And again, with one single sequence, you'll be able to create many of them, because by playing with these trigger out, you're just creating a new sequence out of the TB-03 original sequence. I hope you learned something. I hope this was useful for you guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Follow me. I'll do more of these videos. The next one after the TB will be the TR-09. I've got a couple of power tips on using the TR-09 also. So follow me and you'll have more information.